What's up, guys? Justin the Green Ranger here, coming at you today with a more relaxed video. We're getting ready for the regionals in Oakland tomorrow, and to be honest, as a duelist that's been doing this for a long time, if you do too much dueling before the event, you're gonna be burnt out, and your performance at the event may be hindered. That's not for everybody, but as of my experience throughout the years, always take like that 1 day or 2 days right before the event to just take a break from it for a second, because you've been grinding so hard trying to practice to face what we're going to be facing during this event. Just saying, take a rest. Just, be prepared. Get your stuff together. And that's what this video is about. It's about the preparation and the stuff that I have getting ready to go to the Oakland regionals with. Just basic things, guys. Any person that's going to a Yu-Gi-Oh event, bring a Yu-Gi-Oh card deck. Don't bring a Pokemon card deck. Don't bring a One Piece deck. Don't bring a Magic deck. Don't bring a Dragon Ball Z deck. Bring a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Okay. Next thing you should do, which is also a bare minimum, is at least bring sleeves for your deck. If you don't have sleeves for your deck, buy sleeves for your deck. I know this is sounding a little ridiculous. I know some people, I'm not saying that this is unaffordable. This is only a $5 pack of cards, but I understand if people can't afford a $5 pack of cards, or a pack of sleeves. My bad, guys. I totally understand it, but this is, if you're going to the event, you're already paying $25 to get in, and then you're gonna have to pay for a brand new pair of sleeves, which is another $5. So that's $30 just to make sure you could play at the event. But if you're going to these events, it's gonna cost like everything else costs in this world. Like, it sucks. Like, there's always a tax, but these sleeves aren't that expensive. They're very nice. Like, $5 on sleeves, is gonna help you get going in the tournament, because you don't want to get into the tournament, they see your sleeves and your sleeves are all damaged or messed up or scuffed or marked, and they'll give you a round loss, and or if you can't fix the problem, they'll probably kick you out, and you guys don't want that. Another thing is another public service announcement. Thank you to one of my subscribers to verifying that this is the rule. This is my side deck for my 6 Samurai. Okay. And the end of my side deck, I run extra deck monsters. Well, I recently found out that just because my sleeves for my extra deck match my side deck, these are not allowed. I'm not sure the exact reason why they're not allowed, but you must, and I have all the sleeves here. I was doing this so you guys could actually see. You must have your cards in the same sleeves as your side deck. So that means every time when I go to side this card out for a different card, I'm going to have to remove it from its sleeve, remove this one from its sleeve, put this one into this sleeve, and this one into that sleeve. It's a little taxing and it's a little ridiculous, but I just wanted to show you guys in this video, so I haven't done it yet. I was going to do it right after this video. That even if you run extra deck monsters in your side deck, you must have them in the same sleeves as your side deck. A little ridiculous of a rule, but Konami, whatever. You make the rules, not me. Just a little public service announcement for those of you who don't know that rule. I didn't know that rule until just recently at the Sacramento YCS, or the YCS. Some more essentials you should bring. Dice is not totally a necessity, but as a player trying to determine who goes first, you're either going to need dice or a coin. So take your pick. It's not, you don't have to have an official Yu-Gi-Oh licensed coin. You could just have a quarter or something like that, or even a penny. It doesn't matter. But dice, doesn't have to be Yu-Gi-Oh official dice, but any type of dice, perfectly fine. These are things that I think you should always bring with you. Like, you know, your deck box, your dice, coin, a play mat. Doesn't have to be like a brand new official crazy play mat. Yes, you're not allowed to use sussy mats. I'm sorry, Rule 34, whatever you want to call it. Look, this is an old mat. Woo. Like, you can use old mats, you can use paper mats. I've seen people going with no mats, and I don't see them getting round losses. So I would assume that not having a mat is not something that can affect you in the game. Not having sleeves and having incorrect sleeves can hinder you in a game and actually get you kicked out of the whole tournament. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a case where not having a mat got you kicked out. Maybe having a mat that's a little like risque or something like that, or like, okay, here's a deck box, right? This is definitely not like revealing or anything like that, and it's just the blue eyes. But like, I could see somebody, oh, I'm gonna complain about this, and then you could get in trouble for that. So like, if your mat looked like that or something like that, I can understand that you're getting in a little bit of in trouble for your mat for being inappropriate. Come on, we're at a children's card game event. Like, you don't need to bring some craziness like that. Just bring a regular mat. Even spellgram mats are perfectly fine. The last thing, or two last things that are some essentials. You should probably bring a token. We're in a format where a lot of people use tokens. I believe any token counts for any token. So, like, doesn't matter what token you use. Just use a token or bring a token. Like, there's so many games where they say, oh, I use nib. I'm like, okay, where do you want the token? Right there. I'm like, do you have a token? No. Okay, why do you run nib if you don't run a token? Like, if you're going to run nib, at least have a token on you, you know. Token. That's another bare, in my opinion, a bare essential that you should have with you, along with like a piece of paper and some pens. Doesn't have to be too many. I just bring a lot because I get asked, "Okay, can I borrow a pen?" It doesn't have to be a crazy big piece of paper. Like, I use this normally for my duels. If I could get to some of them. I have children's in my thing. Like, I have duels written down in here from the events. So, like, I actually use this one. This is my master book, but if I don't have room on my lap to have this there, I use this small pad. Always bring paper and pens. You never know when you're going to need it. They do supply sometimes the little notepads that have the life point things on it. It's not every time, but it is sometimes. Like, I believe that this event will have it. Another thing that I think is essential for those of you who are, like, you know, sickly or not hoping not to get sick from the event, you know, bring a mask, bring hand sanitizer. This is something that Konami recommends, a mask and hand sanitizer. It's not needed to bring a mask and wear it, but like, if you guys feel like you're just around too many people and you want to feel safe, bring a mask, hand sanitizer after every duel and before you shake the person's hand. Another thing, battery banks. You know, I know I'm going on this weird list. This is my list of things I'm actually bringing, but I'm also suggesting you should bring a battery bank. You never know if your phone dies or if you need to charge it, or, you know, you're going to be at the event for a while. You might want to have at least 1 or 2 battery banks if you can. This is a small little thing that I would recommend for those of you like these specific hot days. Get a fan. Get a fan that goes to the battery bank. You can sit there and while you're dueling, you can have a little fan on you. They don't mind. I haven't had anybody complain. I've actually had people ask, hey, can I have that pointed at me? Or we have a larger fan for like a baby stroller that we would use, but I keep this inside of my backpack. It's nice, small, compact, and the fins are a little floppy, so they don't they won't break when they're put away. Let's see. And then going on to real quick with deck boxes, like, you know, deck box isn't really a necessity thing. You can come with a rubber band on your deck if you want, but if you want to actually, like, you know, have your deck protected, don't be afraid to go and check to see the vendors, because this box right here was only $3. So, like, you know, get a nice box for your cards. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be like a regional qualifier box, or like my box that I use for my cards and my dice. It could be like a monster box where it could hold 2. Just be careful with this. This is why I have this out. Same thing with my box right here. When you go to the tournament, whatever's on the table is the legal cards you have in play. So if I have my deck right here and this is just extra cards, this is considered part of my deck. So always make sure that if you're going to have something like this, take out everything but just your deck, close her up. That's how you're going to do it. This is an example. When I go, this is going to be the only box that's inside of my larger box. This is extra 6 samurai pieces, the cards that I shuffle around with when I'm doing my combos, and then, you know, my actual deck. But just know that this is considered part of what I'm doing, or what I'm dueling with. So if they catch you with extra cards that are not supposed to be in there, they'll give you a round loss, and you can potentially get kicked from the tournament. Not gonna say that that's gonna be the reason why you get kicked. If that's multiple infractions, like, then you'll probably get kicked. Like if you get a warning and then another warning and then another warning, like, they're probably gonna say something to you. Another thing, also not an essential, but something that I do bring, is this is my field center. I was told at an event when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, not right after, but right before COVID hit, that the field centers were mandatory. So I'm like, well, what do you mean by mandatory? Like, you have to have a field center? Like, he's like, well, we have to have something on the in between the mats so we can actually see where the zones are, because the mats we were playing with didn't have zones. So I'm like, oh, I totally understand that. Could it be any card? They said it could be any card. So if it's any card, let it be Charizard. Right, guys? Oh, before I forget, talking about deck boxes real quick. This is not a sponsored video at all, but these deck boxes on Amazon are, I believe, $4 or $5 a piece. They're super nice. I think it's a $15 bundle for 3, and they come in multiple colors. So just, you know, guys, there's cheap alternatives to the things we bring. Oh, and that's what brings me to this one. Notice that this is just random stuff. When you go to these events, like I just said, you can't have the cards, like, you get 5 packs for entering, right? You can't have those cards that you just got from those packs sitting in your deck box if that's the only container that you have to hold cards. Try to make sure you bring an empty container just so you have a freed up space for any cards that you do buy at the event, or the cards that they actually give you for the event, instead of just shoving it in your pocket or inside of a bag, or, you know, like, actually have a spot that you can put your cards that's nice, put away, and you don't have to worry about it. Next thing, we're moving on to snacks. Snacks, guys, snacks. Some of these events run long, and some of these events don't have food or vendors. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Bring snacks. I know chocolate is difficult, especially in the heat, but depending on which chocolate you bring and how deep it is in your backpack, it could probably stay cool enough to not melt. I suggest something with sugar, a lot of sugar, because you're gonna need that sugar. You could bring a Monster or a Red Bull or a Prime. Like, I normally buy a Prime before I go. I don't have one for this video, but I would normally buy a Prime energy drink for this before I go. But chips for sure, because you need a little bit of sodium along with the sugar after you take the sugar in. You don't want to crash too hard. You want the sodium to help out. Same thing goes for the root beer. You never know if you want a little bit more sugar instead of just drinking the most essential thing, water. Not saying Crystal Geyser water, just, it's water. But definitely bring snacks with you. You don't have to bring too many, but just bring enough to where you're able to sustain yourself for the longevity of the whole event. Last thing I got besides this is binders. This is my personal trade binder. For those of you who bring binders that are new to like making your trade binder and trying to make it look presentable, try to make sure you don't leave holes. Like, I just traded these cards off, but like, for example, like, here's my first page. I have a hole because I'm missing a dimensional shifter. I sold it. I'm missing the 2 other Sheen Eyes because legendary Sheen Eyes because I sold them. But like, just try to make sure you fill up these holes. I'm gonna have them filled before I go, but it's just an example because you want to have the whole binder filled. And then as we go through the binder, right, Cosmos, Necros, bunch of ritual stuff. If you don't have enough cards to fill up your binder, try to move your cards to the front so everything's front and center for when you actually do go through the binder. Or for my case, if you want to, you get to this page, you get to just grab out one of these and go ahead and take a sticker. Because I'm giving out these stickers to everybody that sees me at the event. Feel free to come up to me if you see me or recognize me or see my backpack with the little Green Ranger guy on it. I have stickers to give out, and I really want to give out the rest of these so we could buy the next stickers because we did hit 400 subscribers. I want to just thank you guys real quick for that. Thank you guys for 400 subscribers. Our new goal is 500, and I know you guys can help me get there. But yeah, so when you're going through my binder, feel free to take one of the stickers. But try to make sure your cards are not like super organized. They don't have to be super organized, but like, I have all my XYZs next to my XYZs, all my synchros next to my synchros. Another page, this is what I meant by like, I don't have enough cards right here to fill up my binder, so stickers for everybody. Make sure your spell cards are separated from it. I do have some Marvel cards. They're just, older 90s, 91s. They do have some value, so like, I know people are looking for random things. I have random stuff like Pokemon cards. Like, always have that extra Charizard if everybody's looking for it. I have the playset of Shadowless Pikachus. But yeah, guys, like, make sure your binder is just, filled so they can enjoy opening it and looking through it. It doesn't have to have all the craziest things ever, but like, just make sure it's full and the the slots aren't emptied where you do have spots. Ooh. Let's see, the last things we're going to talk about is bags. Here's the bag that I currently carry for my binders. It's a small bag, right? And here's a bag, here's my hat. Here's a bag that I carry all the deck boxes in. Now, the reason why I'm talking about bags is because try not to bring too big of a bag. We're sitting very close to each other, guys, and sometimes there's not a lot of space. And if your bag is the size of like 5 dictionaries, like, you might want to like think about how you carry stuff, because you're impeding on other people's space. And I'm not saying that it's messed up or rude or anything like that. You brought your stuff, that's your stuff, I understand that, but like, you don't have to bring a full card vendorship worth of cards in your backpack, if that makes sense. Like, you don't have to bring quadrillion cards just because you're trying to sell bulk. You're probably going to go home with most of it, like, unless you off it all to a vendor. Like, if that's your goal, that's all fine and dandy. But when it's round 4 and you're pushing your backpack into my leg with with your leg, because you're trying to get space to scoot underneath the table, your backpack seems a little bit too big to have there. Like, just, I'm not pointing anybody out. I'm not even going to say which event that was or who that was. That person knows who they were, and they apologized to me for having a big backpack. But I'm just saying, guys, consider other people around you and your surroundings. Like, you don't have to be too extra. Sorry for the rambling. I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. It was more of a just relaxing type video. We're not going to be dueling at all today because we're going to be just melting our minds tomorrow. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Wish us luck and have a great day.